So one of the first things, because it is the season, the holiday season, is especially electrical safety in with decorations. We actually had a fire. It was just an exterior fire last week that was caused by overloading an extension cord. Extension cords are only for temporary use. They're not supposed to be long term, and especially the Christmas light ones that you have, the little very thin ones that have the 3-plug head on them, are not designed to carry a lot of power. There's a lot of voltage going through it. So you have to be very cognizant of the fact that you don't want to put too many things on those. If you're going to use an extension cord, it should be a heavier duty extension cord. Also, being that season, if you do have a natural tree, ensure that you water it constantly. A dry tree, if it catches fire, is pretty almost explosive in terms of how much heat and fire that will spread quickly off of that. One of the other things, because it is unfortunately turning colder, is fireplace safety. If you have a fireplace, ensure that your chimney has been cleaned professionally. And you also want to ensure that you have the damper open when you start a fire in the chimney, in the fireplace, because we've had every year we have multiple calls that we go to because they think their damper is open and the house is filling with smoke, and it's just because they didn't follow the proper steps in using the fireplace. Also, after having a fire, when you're removing the ash, ensure that you put it in a metal container and it's away from the house. Every year, once or twice, we have fires that are involved in proper disposal of the ash from a fireplace. And now that we're in winter, and when it comes to snowfall, one of the important things is to ensure that your vents to your furnace and your hot water heater are free from snow. The newer vents that are made out of PVC plastic, because they're high efficiency, they don't generate lots of heat, and that there's not enough heat to actually melt the snow. So if those get covered in snow, the exhaust is going to back into your house, which means carbon monoxide is going to back into your house. So you need to keep them clean, and you also need to ensure that you have working carbon monoxide detectors in your house. They do have test buttons on them. If you have a plug-in one that goes into a wall socket, those are good for 7 years. And you may also have the combination carbon monoxide and smoke detector. And those are generally good for 10 years. It'll have the date on the back when they were manufactured. And just need to make sure that they are still used, still work, and that you do have replace the battery in them. You should have one on every level of your house, including your basement. If you have a plug-in one, then it obviously has to be towards the floor area where the outlets are. But it doesn't really matter. Carbon monoxide spreads throughout the house. It's not something that is low-lying or raises up in the air.